Mathters of Antimather. It is time!
Is everyone prepared to strike?
Yes, and the Math Avengers will be totally unprepared.
They believe they are safe, hidden in their secret headquarters.
We will prove them wrong, once and for all!
Math Avengers! It's our last day of training for this school year! The math heroes have learned so much!
Yes, they have. They've learned how to partition and to use partitioning to add and subtract. They've also learned how to solve addition and subtraction problems.
That's right. They can also multiply and divide by 2, 3, 4, 5, and 10. And solve multiplication and division problems.
Don't forget measuring. They can measure length, height, width, mass, capacity, temperature, and time. I'm so proud of them.
They can also gather data and show it in so many different ways. They can fill in a table, make a frequency table, create a pictogram, and read a block diagram. I can't believe how well they've done.
Oh, but don't forget, they're training in fractions. They know how to divide shapes and numbers into halves, quarters, and thirds. They can correctly place fractions on a number line and use what they know about fractions to solve problems.
You are all absolutely correct. We've also been able to train for quite a few days without being pestered by those Mathters of Antimather. What shall we do for our last day of training?
There's one kind of measuring that we haven't done in a while. Can we look at time one last time?
Will do, super measures. Okay, math heroes. For the last time, go and get your whiteboards and your whiteboard markers and report back here on the double. Today, it's time to talk about time. Now, we have talked about time before. How many minutes are in 1 hour? That's right, 60. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. Can you think of something that takes 1 hour to do? It's fun to look inside books and find facts like this. For example, in 1 hour, a grown-up breathes about 900 times. Did you know that? Well, in 1 hour, about 16,000 new babies are born. That's very interesting, isn't it? In about an hour, the sun travels 500,000 miles. But a starfish can only crawl for about about 9 meters in 1 hour. Isn't that interesting? If you like, you can find some more facts about things that take about an hour to do. But now we're going to be talking about a day. How long is a day? When we say Sunday or Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday, what are we talking about? What is a day? How about we think of things that take a day to do? So, let me think. Did you know that in 1 day, about 200 billion sheets of paper are used? That's a lot. That's why we have to be careful not to waste paper. Did you know that in 1 day, about 2 billion eggs are eaten for breakfast? 2 billion! That's a lot of eggs, but they can be very healthy if you don't have too much. Did you know that in a day, a flea, tiny little flea, can lay 100 eggs? It's true. So many interesting things that we can learn about time. So you can also find facts about things that take about a day to do. Okay, but a day starts at 12 o'clock and finishes at 12 o'clock. A day starts at 12 o'clock midnight and finishes at 12 o'clock midnight the next day. Okay, so it starts at midnight and it finishes at midnight. So if you think about it, the hour hand has to go around the clock 2 times to show a whole day. So at midnight the day starts. Then the hour hand goes around the clock till we get to 12 o'clock. But the day isn't over yet. The first 12 o'clock is what we call noon, right the middle of the day. Then it goes around the clock again until it gets back to midnight. That means that a whole day takes how many hours? Very good, 24. The first time around the clock is 12 hours. And the second time around the clock is another 12 hours. So that makes 24. Okay, we're going to think about the things that we do during the day. All right, I have drawn 2 slightly wonky clocks here on my whiteboard. I'm going to use these to show the sorts of things that I do during the day and how long they take. Now, there are 2 clocks because remember, the hour hand goes around the clock 2 times before the day is over. So this clock starts at 12 o'clock midnight. That's the middle of the night. Then it goes 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. When it gets back to 12 o'clock, the day is not over. Because the middle of the day is noon. So this clock shows from 12 midnight until 12 noon. And this clock shows from 12 noon all the way back to 12 midnight. So, let's start with something that I do at night. Sleep. Now, because I'm a grown-up, go to sleep at about 10 o'clock. So I'm going to colour this block in. This block represents 1 hour. And I'm still asleep from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. I'm still asleep from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, but I'm not going to colour this one in because remember this is noon. In the middle of the day, at lunchtime, I'm not asleep. Okay, this clock goes from noon back till midnight. So now I'm switching over to this clock because this clock is midnight. So this time goes 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I normally wake up at 5 o'clock. There it is. So this is my sleeping time. So I normally sleep for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. Now I'm a grown-up, so that's okay. Children, in order to be healthy, need to sleep a lot more than that. You should be sleeping for about 10 hours every night. Otherwise, you're not getting enough sleep for your body to grow properly. So make sure you are sleeping enough. Okay, so that's something I do. Now let's talk about something else that we do very often. And that, of course, is school. Oh, goodness. I almost spelled it incorrectly. Wouldn't that have been embarrassing? Now, not everybody has the same online hours with their teachers, but let's just say that you have a session at 11 o'clock. An hour-long session at 11 o'clock. Remember, this goes from 11 to 12. But you don't have a session after that. And, let's say you have a session at 9 o'clock. So we'll colour that one in as well. And let's say that you do your classwork at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we can't fill in the 1 o'clock here because remember this is the middle of the night. We have to go here in the afternoon. This is afternoon. So at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we colour that bit in. There we are. So how long do we spend on school? 3 hours. I don't know if that's true for all of you, but this is just an example. What should we put on next? That's a very good idea. What about eating? Well, as I said, get up at 5 o'clock. I do some chores, other things. I clean my cat's litter boxes. I water the plants. I take my shower. I prepare my things. I am ready for my breakfast at about 6 o'clock, but it doesn't take me a whole hour to eat. So I'm going to colour half of this one. Half of this one I'm going to colour. So this one is half coloured. All right? Because it doesn't take me a whole hour to eat. Then, of course, there is my lunch. I normally have my lunch at about 12:30. Remember, noon is over here. This is afternoon. This is afternoon going to evening. So this is where I put my 12:30. Right over here. And again, it doesn't take me a whole hour to eat. So there we go. There! That's not too bad. Then, of course, there is my dinner at the end of the day. Now, I don't always eat at exactly the same time, but let's say that at about 7 o'clock I will eat. And again, it doesn't take me a whole hour to eat. All right, you should chew slowly, but you don't need to chew that slowly. So I'm going to colour again half of this. There. So, how much time did I spend eating? Have you written it down? Okay, a lot of you got this correct. Well done. You're also remembering your fractions. Half an hour and another half an hour makes 1 hour and a half means that I spend about an hour and a half eating. There we go. All right, we've put on school, we've put on sleep, we've put on eating. What else can we put on? What do you think? There's one thing that I do each and every single day without fail, and that is reading. I have to read every day. If I don't read every day, then I feel grumpy. I have to read in the morning because that's how I start my day. I read before I go to sleep because it helps me sleep really well. And if I can, I read in the middle of the day as well. All right, so I am going to add my reading time. All right, in the morning, I read. Here we go. Before I eat. There we are. So I have half an hour there. In the evening, I will read for at least an hour, sometimes longer. So let me colour this bit in right here. And if I have the time, I will read in the afternoon as well. So I'll put an hour of reading here. It's one of my favorite things to do. And as much as I can, I try and read. There we are. So, look at this. We have these two big blocks and this small one. How long do I spend reading? See if you can work it out. Very good. Most of you got it. These are 2 whole hours. So 2 hours, and this one is a half. 2.5 hours. Look at that. What an amazing training session, math heroes. Now, you have the very last page that you need to do in your activity book 2C. It is page 52. Now, I know we haven't done all of the pages in activity book 2C, but that is the last one that we are going to do for grade 4. Of course, any pages that we didn't manage to do, you can do on your own over the summer holidays to keep yourself in shape and well-trained and ready for grade 5. I am so proud of everything that you've accomplished through these training sessions. And I know that your super teachers are amazingly proud of you as well.
Captain Math! Captain Math! Emergency!
Emergency? What's going on? Is it the Mathters of Antimather?
Yes, it is. They found out where our secret headquarters are, and they're going to attack from the surface!
They're approaching the school. What shall we do?
We must stop them from entering our secret headquarters! Math Avengers, assemble! Let's head to the surface! Any Math Avengers or Math Heroes out there, come and help us! Math Avengers! Math Heroes! We did it! Now the world of math